I've really had enough of this. What's up, Matt? It is confirmed that Bob Saget has passed away at 65. We're going to talk about it in a second here. Just give me a minute. Yeah, you gotta love that song. Let me tell you something. I have been listening to Bob Saget's podcast for like the past 6 months obsessively. I would once in a while tune in to hear him here or there, and I would certainly look for his videos. And it seemed like around the time he was on Joe Rogan, or after being on Rogan, or sometime, I got really excited listening to Bob Saget because he was talking to, I believe it was what's his face? Oh God, from Quantum Leap. And you know, I love Star Trek Enterprise, and he had God, what's his name from Quantum Leap? God damn it, Scott Bakula. And he had Scott Bakula on, and I was loving that one. Maybe this was a year ago that I started listening. Not even 6 months ago. It was a couple years ago. No, it was a year ago or so. But recently he had Scott Bakula on, and I was listening to Bob Saget, and he made so many little funny jokes on this podcast. But he also just seems like the sweet guy. And then we were talking about Bob Saget, and we were just making the jokes that Bob Saget, I felt like his voice was kind of similar to, somebody said my voice, or voices were similar or something. And I was like, yeah, you know, his voice kind of has the same range as mine a little bit. I see what you're saying, and we were joking about Joe's Bob Saget voice. And I just became obsessed with listening to all the podcasts that he had, because I've only heard of like 5 of them. And I got to keep binge listening to all Bob Saget's podcasts. And, but I mean, obviously it goes back so much further than that, man. And, you know, I always believed at one point that I was going to get to hang out with him and like do a podcast with him, because interacting on social media with Bob Saget was pretty easy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, him and Jeff Ross did a podcast. It got 12,000 views. He did one with Seth Green. It got 5,000 views. You know what I mean? Like, Bob Saget's podcast was, on YouTube at least, wasn't, you know, you could reach Bob Saget. And, you know, I was hoping at some point to have him, or to talk with him at some point when we branched out. You know, obviously we had a few other guys on the show that were really big recently, like, you know, the guys from, you know, whatever, you know the deal. But I can't remember names right now. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm glad the chat's here. What's up to the chat? But I just loved... I mean, when I was born in 84, right? So let's go back to sort of the beginning. I'm born in 84. I don't know anything about his dirty comedy before Full House. I know about him because of Full House and Family's, you know, Funniest Home Videos. And as a kid, you know, I really, 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 I found a lot of comfort in Bob Saget. And my father passed away when I was 8. And I know that Bob Saget was a much more crazy, raunchy guy when it came to comedy. And I loved it. I was always upset recently that he was sort of, whether he was embarrassed or whether he was, you know, worried about people receiving him wrong, because he was always trying to say, it's a joke, everybody, because he understood that people, you know, didn't, you know, they didn't understand, you know, his humor anymore, or a lot of people didn't. Mainstream people don't understand his humor anymore. So he would try to censor himself in a way, or at least give a disclaimer out, because people are just so far gone at this point, brain damage, not understanding comedy. And we don't know what he died from, by the way. They don't know. He was found in his Florida home. TMZ picked this up. It's already confirmed by TMZ. But, you know, I just loved those wholesome shows were great for me. I watched them with my father, my mother, and of course my father passed away when I was 8. And, you know, the connection that I had watching the shows with my dad and mom and Star Trek: The Next Generation, those all carried over. And even though my father was dead when I was 8, America's Funniest Home Videos and Full House were still, around. And so they still made me feel like they made me feel safe in a way. You know what I mean? So I had this really, very, a great connection with the character. Like, I saw him as a great positive male figure, a host of America's Funniest Videos, or whether it was on Full House. But obviously later on, a few years later, or maybe around when I was about 12 years old, I found out that Bob Saget was actually a wildly crazy comedian. And I loved that stuff because at that time I was into Dennis Leary and George Carlin and Eddie Murphy, all the guys, really. But really what did it was George Carlin got me into everything. And when I got into George Carlin and Dennis Leary, then it became exciting that Bob Saget was that type of comedian, because then his comedy that I would get it from the video store up the street, because the year I believe was 1994, 1995, and I'd have to take my bike up to the video store and kind of tell the guy hey, look, hey, rent this video to me, even though I'm gonna give you $10. Or I would tape trade a lot of times over there, and the guy would give me VHS tapes that they didn't rent in the store, but that he had taped, or that he was on some kind of big tape trading thing, like a magazine list or something like that, where he'd be like, hey, do you want to see Bob Saget's real stand-up? Do you want to see what Bob Saget's really like? He said that to me one time because I said, oh, I love Full House. I like Full House and Star Trek: The Next Generation. This was 1995 or so, 96. No, actually, I think it was 94, to be honest. But either way, the bottom line is the guy at the video store was like, hey, if you want to see real Bob Saget stand-up or comedy, you should check this out. And, of course, the tape had this compilation of just stuff that people recorded at their homes or rather at the bars themselves, things like that. So it was just a lot of crazy stuff like that. And I really liked Bob Saget then. And recently, I think in the last before the pandemic started, I really hadn't seen Bob Saget in a couple of years. I hadn't watched any YouTube stand-ups or anything like that. And it wasn't until about last year that I started listening to his podcast, and I just loved listening to his conversations. I thought he was very fun, genuine, sweet, probably, like most comedians, insecure, but wants to be loved, but wants to love, but also wants to be able to joke about the ugly side of everything. And that's right up my alley. That's always been up my alley and what I wanted to do as well. So I really loved listening to his podcast. I felt that connection, doing all the stuff I've done over the years, how my show has grown and gone down and gone up and down, and the ups and downs of, being important or whatever you want to call it, famous or not. He's famous. I'm not really famous. I'm just a goof on YouTube. But I mean, the up and down of doing well, where this job provides for your family to, I'm in the gutter again, that sort of thing. And also people misunderstanding your jokes or your comedy or what you're trying to do. I just loved everything about, what I heard from him. I didn't ever really hear anything that I was like, well, that stinks, So I always thought it was funny that old women would go to his comedy shows and, Jesus, I'm getting a phone call. The older women and stuff like that and families and stuff would go to his comedy shows, and then, they'd get there and then he'd start talking about horrific stuff, and then they would be like, oh my God, we thought it was Danny Tanner, but it's not. But Bob Saget, so new reports are coming in. New reports are coming in. A lot of, there's going to be jokes. People are going to say, he did this, he did that, it's drugs, and all those things. We don't know what it is.
Lass needs a shaving.
We don't know what it is.
Hey Joe, listen up please.
Okay.
So keep an eye on the Chargers versus Raiders tonight, cause that will influence who the Patriots play in playoffs next week.
Oh.
If Chargers win, then Pats will play Bengals at Cincy. If Raiders win, then Pats will play Bills in Buffalo.
I think I'd rather play Cincinnati in Cincinnati. I don't think we should want to play in Buffalo. It doesn't look good for the Patriots right now. I mean, that was rough right there, but Bengals, Jamar Chase, thank you for the donation. Jamar's wonderful. But still want to talk about Bob Saget. Guys in the chat, if you want to talk about Bob Saget, I've got some other news. I have news about Bob Saget right now, by the way. I've got other stuff about Bob. I've got lots of stuff. What about Bob? This is shocking to me right now because I just found out. So you got to, bear with me. I am shocked by this. This is somebody I was actively listening to. It's not like I haven't heard of Bob Saget in years or I haven't paid attention. I've been actively listening to Bob Saget's podcast every single day. If you're new, yes, John, I hope you do sub, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining the stream last week, dude. I really appreciate it, man. I hope you've been good. Sub to my other channel, Shame on News and Corrupted Nation as well. Thank you. All the links are in the description box down below. But yeah, so they found him in Florida. Bob Saget did just do a show last night. He did a show last night, and he tweeted about it. I follow him on Twitter. I'd seen his tweets that things were starting up the tour. Things he was excited to get out, obviously with COVID and everything, to get out and do things. He just tweeted this. Love tonight's show at the concert hall in Jacksonville, Florida. Appreciate the audience. Thanks again to Real Tim Wilkins for opening. I had no idea I did a 2-hour set tonight. I'm happily addicted again to this shit. Check bobsaget.com for my dates in 2022. So I don't know anything, man. I don't want to speculate, really, because we don't know a damn thing. We don't know anything, man. There's going to be people that are going to say this, that, the other thing. There's going to be people. He could have something just could have been going on that happened. Certainly maybe something got carried away somewhere. We don't know. There's going to be people bringing up the vaccination stuff. I don't know anything. We're not going to go there because I don't know. We don't know anything. And I don't know how long it's going to take to get an autopsy. But the reason why people want it so bad, and I know that some people say like, oh my God, man, this just happened. I know it happened. But the only way to deal with this situation is to talk about it and to speculate. And I get that. And is to wonder why. Why did this? Why? Especially to the people that have been recently entertained by Bob Saget, have loved Bob Saget recently. I've absolutely loved his podcast. I listen to plenty of podcasts. I've always done podcasts myself. I'm always, I've been listening to radio since I was since I was like 6 or 5 years old. I've been obsessed with radio. And, there's not a whole lot of stuff I listen to now. There's about 10 to 15 shows and people that I really listen to and I pay attention to. And that may sound like a lot, 10, 15 shows. That sounds like maybe a lot, but, there's a lot of time to go through during the day. And, and yeah, people are saying it's not real. It doesn't feel real, but it's not I don't know why people are saying it's a hoax, I'm not sure about why they would say that, but, he is dead at 65, and that's TMZ reporting that. That's like all the news outlets are reporting, are confirming this is real. It's everywhere. This is TMZ. Not that they're one to trust all the time, but it's going along everywhere. I just, there's no confirmation of why he died. We know that. I loved America's Funniest Home Videos. I loved Full House. Sure, it's a little corny now when you look at it, but I love it, man. You can only get through a couple episodes. They play the cute music at the end. A pretty good actor, man, too. But a lot of, I feel like the real guy Bob Saget was a lot closer to the real Danny Tanner in the video, but the comedian Bob Saget was the one that was different. The comedian Bob Saget was the one that would do anything. Who will ever forget the Aristocrats stuff? The first time you ever saw that Aristocrats video and some of that stuff that he did, Malachi Ward, what's going on? Future Endeavored says, everywhere you look. Oh, God. Crazy Horse, how you doing, man? Police are stating that they don't suspect drugs to be involved. That's something people have said, and I've been looking at it, but I didn't know that it really came from the police. So, Bob Van Horn, thank you for that. I did not know that. Police are saying then that's, I believe that'd be true then if they're saying that. Not to make everyone feel bad, my dad passed away. Jesus, man. Rest in peace, K-Dog, to your father. I'm sorry to hear that, man. My mother has COVID right now, I think. Or she's really sick, one of the two. But she's getting better, I think. She's going to be all right. But, yeah, I'm sorry about your father, man. That's crazy. That just happened? That's nuts. Damn. Queen of the South says we're going to forever love Full House. Yeah, I love Full House, man. We all love Full House. We had a debate a long time ago about the best fathers, and one of the fathers, I said it was Danny Tanner or Carl Winslow. Some people argued with me about this, but I really like Carl Winslow. I thought Carl Winslow and Danny Tanner were some of the best TV dads. I mean, Carl Winslow was a cop, great father. I guess Philip Banks was really good too, right? He took in, Will. So, I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the fathers, I mean, I love Al Bundy, but he's not exactly father of the year, right? I love Al Bundy, but as far as TV fathers, Philip Banks was up there, Danny Tanner, and then I think Carl Winslow's up there too. He's trying to protect his daughter from that idiot next door. Why not? But yeah, the news breaking that Bob Saget passed away, age 65. My alarm clock is going off telling me that I need to drink water or something. I don't know what's it doing. Phone lines are open 339-226-6610. I know people want to talk about it. His penis was so young. Yeah, Saget would have loved that one. Man, I don't know, bro. I'm shocked right now. I love listening to his podcast. It's amazing how, over the years, this guy has entertained me in so many different ways, from TV to stand up to podcasts, and being creative. It sucks. Every time we lose someone creative that makes us feel good, like, it's super devastating. This is the way, like, shitty way to start 2022. Let me jump on the phones real quick.
The 646. The guy usually called in the show.
Yeah, Malachi.
Yeah,
what's up,
how's
man?
everything? Yeah, how's everything, man?
I've been better, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, man, I've been good, man. Just hanging with the family. Hey, man, and I wish your mother a speedy recovery, man.
Thanks, man. I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah, it really sucks to have that. My mom had it. She overcame it. But yeah, man, I just wish your mom a speedy recovery, man. But I just called to say, I used to watch Full House. I wasn't born when Full House came out, but years later,
right,
it would usually come on Nickelodeon, and I would usually watch the show, man. And it's really sad that he passed, man. I remember just watching that show, just being entertained, man. He was actually one of my favorite actors, man. And to hear that he passed away, it just really hurt me, man.
Yeah, dude, this sucks, bro. It's like when I was little, man. I'd watch I'd watch all the older shows, shows that were older beyond me, like Three's Company and all those old, in lamer shows, older shows, and I like those, man. There's a comfort in those old time, I know they're from the 50s and a lot of the, all the shows, all the shows from back in the day, they'd put on like Archie Bunker, then they'd put on like Good Times, and then they'd put on MASH and all those old shows when I was a kid. Those
are classics, man.
Yeah, dude, I love, there's something about those shows that even MASH is a little dark, but they make you feel good, man. I feel like shows nowadays, and especially the last 10 years, shows don't really make you feel as good anymore. There's always a dark side or something to it where, once in a while it'd be nice if we had some shows that made you feel good. I feel like Cobra Kai is one of those shows that makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like back in the day, TV shows actually had messages in them, man. Mm-hmm. It's not like that no more. Sitcoms really had deep messages, man.
Yeah, well now they have messages, but now they have like divisive, like current political messages, where the old ones had like messages about growing better or getting better or doing better or learning a lesson and things like that. The shows don't really do that now, and it's weird. It's like the whole 90s and even a lot of the 80s. The 80s was a little crazy too, but the 80s were dark but in a fun way, I feel like. But the 90s were always like these messages, and I don't know, man. I get what you're saying, and I'm the same way. So it sucks, man. It's a crappy day, man. I hope your football team won.
All right, man. I'll see you, man. Take care, man. God bless you and your family, brother.
All right, bless you, sir. Thank you, Malachi. I don't even say that to people, but that was so sweet of him to say that I'm going to say it to him. Yo, Elaine, what's up? Topher, how you doing, man? Rebecca, how you doing? Oh, man, so true. No good shows like Full House. Yeah, like a lot of shows. I was I love Star Trek: The Next Generation too. I mean, that show, Star Trek, TGIF, all that stuff, man. I loved those shows. And I know that nowadays they'd like want to cancel all the shows or something. You know, even Three's Company, I loved that show. You know, all those shows were funny or they made me feel good. You know, whatever. Now they'd want to cancel them all and say they're bad or problematic in some way. And I understand that, like, there's things about them, whatever. But, you know, in the end, they just made you feel good. It made you feel different than shows make you feel now. I mean, and maybe they were hiding a little bit of some of the real world, but it felt good to escape to a positive message or a show where you learn a lesson that was fun, you know, and you really love these characters. But now it's all dark and misery, you know, and it's like real life is TV now. And I'd been listening to Bob Saget recently, and I just loved his podcast, man. I liked everything he said there. And, yeah, this is a broken-hearted situation right now. And if you guys want to comment on it, drop it in the chat. Let me know, you know, what you think and what you're feeling and what you thought about Bob Saget. And they found him in Florida, and they don't know why he's dead. They don't believe it's drug-related, though, man. Tessa says, don't take Tim Allen now, yeah. Married with Children is one of my favorite shows. Bunter Hyden. Bunter, you must have loved. You loved Bigums or whatever, those magazines that Al read. But then you went to the wrong preschool. Trey, what's up, man? I can't believe it, man. I don't think I can watch Fuller House now. And I'm gonna have problems. Madonna Wayne Gacy would be your favorite friend, Hyden. Crazy Horse, what's up? Not truly God. Damn, for real. Yes, this is for real, man. We just found out about this, unfortunately, that Bob Saget really, really did pass away. It's not a hoax. It's not a joke. I thought so, too, at first, so I wasn't sure. And, yeah, this is 100% real, man. I appreciate the like button. Thank you for hitting the like button, John. What's up? John, let me know, dude. John says, Bob Saget was the shit. I watched Bob Saget's podcast all the time. He was one of the only ones I listened to besides Bill Burr. Well, I'm glad you listened to Bill Burr, man. My fellow Canton friend from Bill Burr over here in Massachusetts. I love Bill Burr too, but, I mean, he's a little different now. But Bob Saget, man, what a sweetheart. You know, I'm wondering I know I don't want to, a lot of people don't want to speculate. I mean, I would think it's maybe some kind of heart thing that we didn't know. You know, that just happens at that, you know. My mother's 71. My mother's turning 71, and it's rough, man. John J., thanks for subbing, dude. Wish it was under better circumstances.
Looks like my little lass needs a shaving.
Hey, what's up?
Hey Joe, what's up?
What's going on?
I already bought a ticket for the Bengals home playoff game next weekend. They will either play the Patriots or the Raiders depending on how the Sunday night game goes. I really hope they play the Pats cause that'd be hella exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting no matter who they play. I think the Patriots would rather play the Bengals. I think the Bills probably, all things being equal, the Bills have beaten the Patriots. So congrats on your Bengals victory, man. Well, I'm going to go to the phone lines in a minute. The phone lines are jam full right now. And I will go to the phone lines in just a minute. I know you guys want to talk about this. Bob Saget dies, but Cosby lives.
Oh, yeah, we got a new subscriber, yeah.
What's up, David? Thank you.
Out.
You know, but I loved Cosby back in the day. You know, regardless, we didn't know what he did. You know, we didn't know if he did or what he didn't do or did do. I don't know. You know, all I know is when I was a kid, I liked the Cosby Show. I didn't know what Cosby did or anything. You did too. Most of us did. We all watched the Cosby Show, or at least most of us did. You know what I mean? Come on. People watched all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, David Games, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. What's up, David? Welcome. It's the Joe Cronin Show. It's 8:23 p.m. Eastern Time over here in Massachusetts. Wherever you are around the world or in the U.S., feel free to drop a like down below and leave your comments about Bob Saget, man. We'll just, it's awful stuff. If you can, I don't know, man. You can donate if you want. It's not about that right now. I usually have them open on a Sunday, but I just didn't expect this news to come in like this. I had to change my whole show around because we obviously had to talk about this. Dookie says, damn, for real, and that's not Anna Rose. Yeah, he's young, 65. I mean, he looked good. Every time I watched... Whoa. Here comes Gritty. Did you know they eat shit in Philly sometimes?
We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. In Soul City, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
Playing the Gritty Dono in memory of Bob Saget.
I know.
Philly-born Temple graduate.
Let's go. Philadelphia's own Bob Saget, Temple graduate. Gerald Armstrong, thank you, man, for the Bob Saget tribute. Thank you for the Gritty donation. I think Bob Saget would have loved the goddamn Gritty donation. How about that? Bob Saget would have loved it. He would have whacked it to it. I can't even believe he's gone, so I'm just going to have problems with this all night. You know what I mean? I think Cosby had the one special. You know, Bill Cosby himself. I love that special. It's great, but that's about it after that. You know, Eddie Murphy had a whole bunch of shit. You know? Yeah, the Patriots game had me messed up today. What's up, Nessa? How you doing? Nessa G's here. Getty Lee's Owl with the big hard one. I'm jumping on Discord at some point. I'm sure there's going to be people that want to talk about this on Discord. Another piece of my childhood gone, says Michael Jensen. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I watched this podcast with Scott Bakula and Bob Saget several times. Because, dude, I loved it. I really love Bob Saget. And I enjoyed his podcast. And we were talking one day about Bob Saget because we were talking about anybody that could sound like me. And I was trying to do a Bob Saget impression. Because I was like, I bet you I could do a Bob Saget impression because I think our voices, we have similar tones.
Entertain them and just be there, you know, just have a real conversation.
Yeah. That's awesome that you've been doing it. Well, I didn't know you were doing it. And when you started, now I guess you ran out of friends after 2 years.
No, you were going to be early on.
I'm glad I was still around.
But you weren't available because you were shooting a very popular series for 7 years that should have had the magic 8 or 9. But
it was magic. It was magic. 7 was very magic. It was good.
So now...
I can't believe how Scott Bakula is aging. I mean, Scott Bakula appears to be rapidly, like, all of a sudden aging and, like, incredibly, whereas Bob Saget is, you know, I think Bob Saget looks really pretty good here. Now, part of it could be because he doesn't have the white hair, but Scott Bakula also appears to be much more skinny-ish and frail-ish. And Bob, he looks pretty good, you know, and this was back in September. And I enjoyed listening to all these, and I'm a super Star Trek fan and, you know, a fan of Bob Saget. So this, to me, was extremely exciting to see these two. And, and I'd just binge so much Bob Saget. Every couple days, I'd be listening to Bob Saget, who would, you know, I was actively trying to listen to less political stuff and trying to listen to more, like, introspective discussions about the world and us, and also comedy and just over-the-top insane comedy shit. And, you know, Saget, you know, was one of those things that was good to listen to, you know. And even Rogan, you know, I love Joe Rogan, but it's just like at some point, you know, he has a lot of political stuff now, which is okay. I like it and everything. I like what he does, but I just had to, like, escape some of that. And I think that Bob Saget was doing a pretty good job of doing that. And so... you know, that was good, but I don't know if we don't know what he had. They didn't say anything about what he had or didn't have, or there's going to be people that say he died of this, he died of that, he had drugs, he had COVID, he took the shot, so that got, you know, there's going to be all kinds of things. But until we were really going to need to get this autopsy to know exactly what happened. Gia Gibbons says, I'm here in Florida. This blows. Yeah. You're in Florida. That didn't help. I'm sorry. I got to break up the mood. I can't be sad too long or I'll lose it. I'm just kidding, Gia. What up, Gia Gibbons? Yeah, it happened in Florida. You damn Florida people. Nelly Nell, what up? Rest in peace, Bob Saget. My childhood, you'll be missed. Yeah, no doubt. Awful stuff, man. We just love this guy. So many people love this dude. You know, when I grew up, like I said, around the time when I was a kid, sneaking to listen to comedy I wasn't supposed to. When I was listening to, like, Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle. Oh, well, no, Dave Chappelle was later. No, I'm sorry, not Dave Chappelle. George Carlin, Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary was the name I was looking for. Dennis Leary, Dave Chappelle, Bob Saget, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor. You know, all those guys. There was like 10 guys that around 1992 to 1995 that I listened to, you know, that I had to sneak and listen to and, you know, get a tape of it and listen to it without my mother knowing or something. And, you know, these were the guys. And hearing Bob Saget was shocking because I was such a Full House fan and, you know, America's Funniest Home Videos fan. I had no idea he had that vulgarity. And I loved it, but it was just shocking. I was like, wow. And I wanted to convince, there was a long-standing joke in my head that I would convince my mother to let me go to a Bob Saget stand-up show with her. And I would just love to see my mother have to react to Bob Saget jokes in the audience. Oh, man. You're in Mendon, Massachusetts, Bunter hiding? Well, now we know where you are. You can't hide anymore. Why don't you come out and get me? I'm over in Foxborough. Let's play. Oh, God. What up, Steve? How you doing, man? Rocco Knight, how you doing? Yeah, in a hotel. He passed away in a hotel. We're not 100% on all this stuff yet, but, you know, we'll know at some point what's going on. I'm glued to the news at this point, you know? But feel free to join me on Discord. If anybody does, I will open it up. John Joseph.
We aren't in February yet. Crazy, what is going on?
I know, man. John Joseph Gray the Fourth. What's up? Yeah, we just began and we're already dropping people, you know? I just heard him talk about Betty White, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
We got a new subscriber. Yeah. Freak out.
Mitch Souza just subscribed. Yeah, you see, you really can't bring up the Coco thing, the vid. You can't really bring up the vid because, see, some people are saying, oh, you know, he should have gotten vaxxed. Other people are saying it's because he got vaxxed. You know, you don't know. It's so dumb, you know. If you get if you're older and you get Delta, yeah, then you hope you are. But if you're older and you get Omicron, it's not going to help. You know, it's not going to do anything. But, you know, I'll just save that for another time. You know, I'm not going to debate that right now. You don't know what happened. You know, we don't know anything. We can't even get the news media to tell us the truth right now. We can't even get people to tell us the goddamn truth right now about what's going on in the real world. You think you're going to get the truth about what really happened to Bob Saget in the next couple of days? I don't believe that at all. It's going to take us friggin' forever to figure out what happened. Mitch, thank you for subbing to the channel. What's up? You know, it's going to take forever. We're never going to goddamn know. We just know that the police say they don't believe it's drug-related.
Oh,
that's one thing we know that's going on.
We got a new subscriber. Yeah. Freak out.
Oh, my God, dude. Barry Burton is in the chat. Holy shit, bro. I've been a fan of you since the first day Resident Evil came out, and I went to the video store, and I randomly picked up the game because the game looked so weird, and we bought it, or we rented it, and then we played it, and Barry Burton saved the day. What up, Barry? Charles Betts, thank you for subbing to the channel. Charles, what's going on, man? What's going on, Charles? I wish we were meeting under better circumstances because this kind of sucks, but, you know, again, like I said, I just a big Bob Saget fan myself, and I've been listening to his podcast a lot. And, of course, this happens, you know. I was expecting more stand-up. He was going to be touring. He just began the tour. Yeah, the cops just said that, but we don't. But that's what the cops said. We still don't know, you know. We don't know if something else, whatever. But the cops are saying, you know, that's what's up. You know, the cops are saying, like, oh, you know, we don't believe it was drug-related at all. So it's something with the heart, maybe. You know, that's what I mean, when you think of a male in his 60s.
Oh, yeah.
You think of that.
Got a new subscriber. Yeah. Freak out.
Thank you, Adrian A., for subbing. We have a new tweet. This is breaking news from the Orange County Sheriff. Adrian, thanks for subbing. Earlier today, deputies were called to the Ritz-Carlton, Orlando. An unresponsive man in a hotel room. The man was identified as Bob Saget, pronounced deceased at the scene. Detectives found no signs of foul play or drug use in this case. So that's coming from the police. No signs of drug use or foul play. That's awful. It's just friggin' heartbreaking, man. It sucks. really sucks, bro. It's like this shit just keeps going down. You know? Some people, I get it. You know what I mean? We get it, some people. Some things we get it. They're older. This is shocking after seeing him and after seeing him tweet the other day about being excited about, you know, being back on tour. You know? It just sucks.
Oh, yeah. We got a new subscriber. Yeah. Freak out.
What's up, man? Thank you for subbing. What's up, William Martin? How you doing? Oh, yeah. So I see Bob Saget. Here's a little...
Just fucking around. I lived there for a while and banged half the country.
There's nothing better than Bob Saget's stand-up, man, or listening to him on a rant. William, thanks for subbing to the channel. Listen to a little Bob Saget now because I just love him. I love this goddamn guy. And I'm probably going to be more upset later because right now it's so shocking that right now I'm not even upset yet because it has not hit me, you know? I mean, dude, I didn't really cry about my father for years. When my father died, like it was like year. That's probably why I have random PTSD now. I never had it when I was in my 20s. Now I break down shaking out of nowhere. You know what I mean? What's wrong with me? So, I mean, this won't hit me for a while either. William Martin, thank you for subbing.
Which is fucking awesome. That's not funny. That's not funny. You listen to me. Some of you burned out motherfuckers in the audience. You would get drunk, dude. You're a young guy, and I can tell you look like Horseshack or whatever the fuck. You look like cute little, you look like Screech a little bit, dude. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's endearing, and everybody likes you. Seriously, you just be careful, because you look like a guy who needs somebody really bad in his life. And
dude, Rastafa, you just sent me this clip of Saget. I love you.
You just watch it, because you're the kind of guy, you drink a lot of drinks, and you'd go into like a petting zoo at like 2 in the morning. Don't fuck a goat. I don't know you, but I'm telling you, never fuck a goat.
I mean, listen, Bob Saget is right, okay?
Okay? What's your name? Jay? Jerry. Jared, get a fucking name that I can hear. Jared? Don't fuck a goat. Do you hear me, son? Because a goat, now listen, no fucking listen. Put it on receive, dude. A goat. Why
Put it on receive.
am I attacking you? I have no idea. It's a mode of choice. But a goat will eat a tin can. They'll eat fucking junk. They'll chew it up. You ever watch them? They'll fucking eat shit. And they will eat your junk right off, Jared. And you will be junkless, and you will have nothing. You'll have like a tin plate where you're a tit plate. You'll have a nipple where your dick was. And you will be fucked. You will be rat fucked. And rat fucking, that's even harder, because those little legs are very hard to get. Don't be a rat. That's horrific. I think that's my worst kind of material. And I'll support what I just said, because there's other animals out there, you fucking knock it off. And you get it out of your head. Don't think because an ostrich sticks his head in the ground, he ain't looking. Do you understand me, son? It's not the other white meat. You know what'll happen? His head will freak out. It's like you're teeing off at the end of the game. What? And then if a turtle, say a turtle goes by, Jared, I know what kind of, you'll be like, what the fuck? And a turtle, you know what happens if his head goes in and yours goes in? You got a turtle on your dick, son. You hear me? You listen to me, Jared. Because if
dude, that guy's girlfriend that's with him is like, I had no idea that we were gonna come see Bob Saget tonight, and that Bob Saget was gonna explain that if my boyfriend here has to fuck animals, about which ones not to fuck and why, and he was gonna go into detail about why. That girl had no idea that was happening, and that's the best part about that, is her face. Please, please, honey, come with me to see Bob Saget. You'll love it. Oh, he's great. Remember Full House? I didn't really watch that. My dad beat me. Okay, well, but you should come because it was a wholesome show. I didn't really like it because it didn't seem believable because my family life was my dad beating me. That's okay. Come see Bob Saget with me, you stupid bitch. And then she's like, okay, I guess I'll come. And there's Bob Saget. And then all of a sudden he starts going on a rant about how your boyfriend shouldn't fuck goats. He should fuck the other animals. I don't know. Like that. What a night. It's like that's and then the video's on YouTube someday, so everybody can experience it. So listen, that's a memory for a lifetime that Bob Saget provided for that woman. So she should be happy, and what a memory. And Mustafa, I appreciate you sending me that clip because that was a beautiful moment on stage from Bob Saget.
Just fucking around. I lived there for a while and back.
Mustafa, thanks, man. I it just sucks, dude. Again, like, I'm selfish. I'm angry about this because I'm selfish. And why I'm selfish is because, God damn it, I was listening to Bob Saget every couple of days. He would do he'd have a 2-hour or 3-hour podcast that I hadn't heard yet, and I would listen to his podcasts while I was cleaning the house, doing work, if I was doing research for my shows, I'd have it on, but mostly if I was, doing other work and things like that. And it's like, man, driving in the car, it's not like they're going to go away, but I was planning on hopefully listening to more, because he didn't do 1 million. I don't even remember what episode he was on now that I think about it, but it wasn't that many episodes yet. He did a lot, but I don't know if he did that many. I've probably listened to, I don't know, 60, 70 of his podcasts, and he doesn't have that many. It doesn't have that many. In fact, a lot of them I think I listened to was him on other people's shows. I think I've only listened to about 30 of his show. Oh, I'm going to find out right now. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Okay, 40, 50, 60, 80. Yeah, he had about 130 episodes. He had like 130 episodes. So I've only got a few more left. And he uploaded 6 days ago with BJ Novak. And before that, Ada Rodriguez, Danny Bernstein. 3 weeks ago, Bob Calls Some People. Bob Saget's Here For You. It's a good podcast. I loved it. And it was only getting 1,000 views. And that actually made me sad. I was like, this guy, I really like listening to him. And I was trying to reach out to Bob Saget myself to see if I could, do something with him. I mean, he wasn't getting a lot of views. And I mean, I get more views than his last 3 weeks of shows. So I figured maybe we could get him on the podcast. And that's just crazy to me that this would happen. He did Bill Burr 2 months ago. I was fired up for that. I absolutely was fired up to hear him and Bill Burr talk. And, man, it's Kansu Todd, man. I'm sorry I missed it. But, it's just a sad thing. What up, DWELSH? How you doing, man? Crazy Horse, how you doing? You ever suck dick for coke? Yeah, dirty work is great, too. Gone soon. Don't ever take anyone for granted. Dylan Rampage. What's up, Dylan? It's a great logo, man. JC Jax, thanks for subbing to the channel, JC. What's going on? Rest in peace, Bob Saget, he says. He says, Bob Saget, more like Bob Saget. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm going to have to cut that off the air. That's terrible. Why do you hate him so much? Oh, just kidding. I love him. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're excused. I get it. Let's go to the phones. 201, hello. Mustafa, man, why are you calling me from a goddamn Connecticut number? Or no, this is
Connecticut. 201's a Connecticut number?
No, I'm thinking of 203. No, it's no.
You're out of it, bro.
I am out of it. I'm out of it. My white hero's dead. No, I'm just kidding. No, what's going on, man?
It's the most random thing you said all night.
I don't know. It is.
No, dude, it's sad. Like, dude, they say death comes in threes. First, Betty White, then Sidney Poitier, and all of a sudden now we got Bob Saget. It's weird.
Man. Well, at least he went because my mother has COVID right now, so she could have been the third for me. But luckily, it's not her then.
Bro, no, we still need your mom. You need your mom, bro. Don't ever say anything.
Yeah, I might need her house to live in. But yeah, what's
Are you trying to be Bob Saget right now?
No, I'm just always like this. I don't know. This is me. What do you know me? Someone died. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with someone dying.
I know me. You know you. You don't know me.
Yeah.
No, this is weird, bro, because it was like, I don't know, it was like maybe like a month or two ago. I was like watching like a special and Bob Saget was featured in it for whatever reason. It was the most random thing. And then like a couple months later, like, I heard he was doing stand-up again, which I thought was cool because it's been a minute, because a lot of stand-up comedians are, going back to work full-time because, they're able to, certain clubs are opening their doors again.
Right.
So when I heard this, I was like, oh, sweet. I think he was going to play in New York at some point, and then next thing you know, this happened, so it sucks.
Yeah, it just sucks because, like I said, I was getting, I don't know if I would go out if I was going to go out, but maybe, if a small comedy club, it's something I might have seen. because and what I was saying is I'm selfishly into Bob Saget right now. Do you know when you go back into like maybe a band you used to listen to, or a band you used to listen to comes out with a new album and suddenly you're back into them even though you haven't listened to them in 3 years, but you're super into it now. That sort of thing. The new season of whatever the fuck Stranger Things is out, and so I was in that mode with Bob Saget right now after not really paying attention to Bob in 3, 4, 5 years. I was like, once in a while I saw a clip and was like, yeah, I got to go watch that Bob Saget thing. But I was really into him recently. So this just selfishly in the last 8 months, this has been somebody that I've enjoyed really listening to, and this sucks. So my entertainment's gone. So I'm feeling selfish about it that, oh man, he was really like, this sucks, man. There's so many other people I don't listen to. They could have, like, Whoopi Goldberg could fall down a flight of stairs tomorrow. I don't give a shit. But no, Bob Saget had to die? What the fuck?
And funny enough, she lives in my hometown, actually, so that's interesting.
Well, Jesus.
Yeah, she lives in like one of the
I loved her on Star Trek, but she's really turned into a hobgoblin in real life, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
But I used to love her.
Again, they did come back with, like, the Fuller House, like, deal. I've only watched, like, maybe parts of it here and there, like, every so often, like, when I was, like, bored as out of my mind, just because I was curious. It's nothing really like to go into. It's just basically the same characters, bland, whatever. But I will say, Jodie Sweetin, dude, she is smoking.
Yes. I got to be honest, dude. I looked up her podcast with Bob to watch it. And I was like, God damn, I love that. She's crazy, too. I love that she's nuts. Like, dude, whoever got, either someone's really lucky with her or she's gobbling dick everywhere and he's miserable. But
she lucked in.
No, but I like Jodie Sweetin a lot. I thought she was cool. And I thought, what a great podcast it was with. And I could feel the tension, if you know what I mean, too. It's crazy.
Yeah, and again, I'm actually now, because of, the whole situation now, I'm actually going to try to see if I can find a video of the whole entire Comedy Central roast of Bob Saget, because I watched that when it premiered, and that was hilarious. They got some really good guys to be roasted. I think it was John Stamos who was roast master.
Yeah.
Gilbert Godfrey was on the bill. He was like, Bob Saget walks into a bar. The whole bit. So I'm definitely going to try.
Bob Saget walks into a Florida hotel room. Bob Saget is carted out.
That's Gilbert.
Wow.
That's Gilbert.
Wow.
That's Gilbert. Come on.
Yeah.
No, but
it is.
Let's
sad right now,
Gilbert.
dude.
I'm sorry. Let me hang up on him. Listen, I love you, Gilbert, but that's not the time. Please go away. We're trying to mourn. We're in fucking mourning right now. And Gilbert Godfrey calls up, thinks this is like, what are you doing? I know you're friends with him, but I don't care. I don't want to do that here. I hang up on him. What the fuck is wrong with him? Fuck him.
I needed this. Thank you so much.
Little fucking troll-looking thumb fuck. Why couldn't you die? You asshole. Fucking Gilbert Godfuck. God damn it. I apologize. By the way, have you ever seen a toe squinting? That's what he looks like. Gilbert Godfrey.
Why is it so funny right now? Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on in my head right now. I'm going to freak out. I'm sorry. No.
I needed this. I don't know why it's so funny right now.
I love you.
Yeah, no, dude. So, like, I'm trying to, like, see if there's, because I don't recall that many movies Bob was in. I'm, like, looking up on his IMDb right now. I know he did a lot of television, of course. Like, America's Funniest Home Videos, and stuff like that. But I don't really see that many films.
No, I mean, I think a lot of the films that Bob was in we're going to discover when they pull the vaults off of Epstein's Island.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he was in Dumb and Dumberer. I guess he did an appearance in that.
Oh, yeah.
God, what else? Comedy specials. Yeah, so, yeah, there's just random stuff on his IMDb as I'm looking up right now. So I guess
let's just cut right
cameos.
Let's just cut to the best clip ever.
I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Bullshit! Marijuana is not a drug.
Best clip.
I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen him.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana? Huh?
No, I can't say I have.
I didn't think so.
I played the clip of Bob Saget from Half Baked or whatever.
Okay, my bad. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, you couldn't hear it yet. I suck dick for coke. You ever suck dick for coke?
Oh yeah, I do remember.
It's like marijuana is not a real addiction, you know. I love that.
No. There was the line in that video that I sent to you. It's in that same stand-up act. He did a bit where he's just like randomly going into like some rant, and he just goes, "Son, don't f that shit. Do not f that shit. You'll get an infection. So I'm telling you right now, do not f that shit." I'm like, oh my god, this is the most random thing. But he was just funny. It's basically it's kindergarten humor, but he's amping it up like a few notches. He's adding a few cuss words here and there. I'm like, dude, it's great.
Yeah, that was right up my alley at that point, and still because I'm an idiot. But it's it's funny because some of his actual personality and brain, what he talked about in real life, was way above. Like he was so involved, like he was very smart about all these things.
I was gonna say he's very intelligent. Yeah,
but his comedy was more always aimed in a different way. It's so interesting. But
well, you know, it's funny. Like you were bringing up this point about like you still can't believe that he's passed on. I felt the same way when Bernie Mac passed away, because when I found that out, at first I thought it was a joke.
Well,
and then soon enough I go online and he's gone. It still doesn't feel right.
Bernie Mac, I could not. So like Bernie Mac, and I'm like I knew Bernie Mac's stuff a little bit, but I didn't have the connection I have to Bob Saget. But Bernie Mac, I just couldn't believe, because I was like, what? He's like fucking young. And it was like Kobe, too. When Kobe, it's the same thing with Kobe. It's like, what? You know, like, what? Like, Kobe's dead? Like, I mean, Kobe was way less believable than any of these guys, but I don't know, man. But at least, like, with Kobe, it was like his plane went down, so you knew, like, right away, like, oh, plane went down.
Right. Yeah, like it was so funny. House Party 2 was playing just the other day also, and my favorite scene that Bernie Mac ever did when he's been sitting down with Kid and Play, and basically it was just like, if somebody you don't like it, they don't agree with you, F them. And he had that cadence of being like your dad or like your uncle, and you knew this guy. Like he was so relatable. Bob was, it was relatable in a way, but he was like the class clown and had no apologies for being the class clown. That's just like the only difference between the two. But yeah, no, this is really weird. So I guess I'm just gonna find some like old like clips, and again, I'm definitely gonna have to relook up the aristocrat joke, because I haven't seen that probably since when it came out. So I'm gonna relook at that and entertain myself for the night, just because this is really sad.
It's probably like one of the most underground jokes. I love Norm Macdonald as well. Really Mysterious. Really Mysterious says Norm Macdonald was way funnier. But yeah, whatever. I mean, the bottom line is like we were like, dude, Norm Macdonald destroyed us. Like, we loved Norm Macdonald. I love Norm Macdonald. Like, really, really loved him. Like that. Like, it's like Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget. Like, are you serious, Mustafa? Thanks for the call, man. I love you, brother. I just can't believe it, man. Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget. I love Norm, and that was crazy. Ah, boy. So, I don't know. I was gonna do a fucking Norm, but now I can't. Here's Bob Saget involved in wrestling. Obviously, we do a lot of wrestling on my channel, pro wrestling, and here's Moxley and Saget.
I have not been choked. Oh.
John Moxley tried to attack Bob Saget.
You know what? I left something in the car.
These guys rehearse.
Gotta love it. I love something in the car. I like My Eyes Are Up Here, buddy. Is hilarious. You know what? I always thought the guy from Cheaters. Do you guys remember the tall guy who kind of looked like Bob Saget's like ugly body double or whatever? That guy that hosted it. I always thought that guy was like the discount like B-movie Bob Saget. You know what I'm talking about? The guy from Cheaters with the glasses and the black dress shirt. Are you prepared to confront Amanda about this on Cheaters? Remember that guy? That's the guy I'm talking about. I don't know. I always thought he was like Bob Saget's like stunt double or something, if he had one.
Oh, yeah, we got a new subscriber, yeah. Freak out.
Shout out to the sub from Bearded Beast 69. Oh my God, my ex-girlfriend's name was Bearded Beast 69. That's very strange. Bearded Beast 69, man. No, that wasn't my ex-girlfriend. That's what she called her, Coochie, I think. Bearded, thank you for the sub, man. Joey Greco, yes, Eric Gould, and everybody else who named him in the chat. Good call, yeah, Joey Greco. It's me, Joey Greco. Like didn't you look like him? Friggin' hilarious. The producer says your girlfriend is blowing him right now. Now let's go back. We got the donos on and everything, I guess. People want to chime in. Okay, I'll put them on for you here. You guys want it? I guess we'll bring it to light. Bob Saget has been confirmed dead at 65. No drugs involved, say the police. Police say that. No drugs are involved.
Super chat party!
Oh, yeah?
Woolhat Demon.
Wasn't he a wrestling commissioner at one time?
Yeah.
Saw a video of Bob with a younger John Moxley.
Yeah, that was that. Exactly. Yeah, that was the video I just put up. I don't know if he was. I thought he was just like a guest or something like that. I knew that he was into it a little bit, so you know he might have been doing something. And I always heard a rumor that he put a mask on at a show once and was like, came out there, and he just acted weird in front of the crowd, and then he ran in the back, and nobody ever knew, but it was Bob Saget. Now I don't know if that's true, but I'd always heard that from. I think it was Al Snow that told that. Maybe.
Super chat party!
Oh, yeah?
Bob died inside Kimmy Gibbler. I
Oh.
seen him. R.I.P.
Oh my God, Mr. Pico Boulevard. You know, he probably called her Kimmy Gobbler. But no, Bob Saget. Man, America's Funniest Home Videos is the balls.
You know, it wouldn't be a special show without revealing our special sign. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow boneheads, our sign. What bonehead is responsible for these scissors and that sign? You should be working with these prank-inducing workers. Sorry, I will never call a person above you a bonehead.
You know what's funny about this video and America's Funniest Home Videos is like that TV was the exact TV that I had in my living room. Like that TV is almost the identical TV, you know, that we all had probably. Like a TV like that from the 80s, you know, from the 90s, 80s, whatever. It was the 80s really. Cuz in the 90s they started changing everything to make sure it's black. All the big TVs had to become black in the late 90s to early 2000s. And around the early 2000s and mid 2000s, then TVs became silver. For you know what I mean? In the 80s it was all the brown wooden around the TV style. And also the black a little bit. Like if you had a really expensive rich TV, it was usually black and like some big looking thing with the projection bulb. But then there was still that old school wood look to a lot of them. But then by the 90s almost everything started becoming black. And then in the late 90s, early 2000s, it all became silver. You ever notice that about the TVs back then? What a time. What a time.
Don't do that.
All right, high five. Going for it, yeah.
I remember how ridiculous is it now to look back on Bob Saget, you know, doing the America's Funniest Home Videos where he'd make fun of the people falling and stuff. And he'd be like, oh, my God, I just broke my balls. Like, oh, I hit my banana. But it had to be, like, PG, so he had to, like, make these goofy PG jokes.
Look at me, I'm flipping. Look at me, I'm jumping. Look at me, I'm crashing. Look at you, you're upstaging me. Don't give me that unconscious.
It's like he had to, like, did all those jokes, like, during the thing. Now there's, like, 1,000 YouTubers that just do that, right? There's, like, 1,000 YouTubers that just do that. Bob Saget was the first ever commentary channel or whatever. You know, I don't know. And then what was that, Ridiculousness or whatever on MTV is like the newest one, official one that does sort of things like that. you know, and a lot of shows did it back in the day before that too. But you know what I mean? Now there's like 1,000 YouTubers that do that same sort of thing that, you know, Bob Saget had to do on TV in front of 10 million people every, you know, whatever, or 20 million people a week or whatever it was. And he had to be PG too. That's the craziest thing is imagine Bob Saget hosting this huge comedy like video send-in show. And he had to be PG on it. Crazy. What up, Phil? He looked good for his age. That's what I'm saying. Like, he looked really good. You know, Scott Bakula, you know, I love Scott Bakula, and he looks all right. But, I mean, I don't know. He's looking a little witch-like. I mean, Scott Bakula. I love Scott Bakula. But, you know, it's like Bob Saget, though. I think he was older, maybe. And you know, he... you know, I don't know. We don't know what happened, man. But we know that, like I said, that there's no drugs involved, the police say. He was tweeting yesterday about how excited he was to be back on the road after all the, you know, the cancellation stuff and, you know, the tour being, you know, postponed, canceled, whatever. But he's back on tour, and then this happened. Wade Stedman just tweeted me, and he said, first official tweet, John Stamos said, I am broken, I am gutted, I am in complete utter shock. I will never, ever have another friend like him. I love you so much, Bobby. That's sad. Bro, that's sad. So John Stamos has already tweeted out about it. We need a Bob Saget and Betty White donation. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I feel weird about making a donation out of someone who just passed away and I make money from it. I mean, that's weird. I don't think I could do that. I already feel weird about taking them when somebody, whatever. But yeah, I don't think I can do that. Unless there was like a charity or like something to put it to, but it's like, you know, I don't really have the affordability to do that. I'm a charity. I'm going to be homeless in fucking a month, the way things are going. I'll be dead soon. But no, I'm just kidding. Funny enough, I put up a song about that on Corrupted Nation. Hope you check it out. It's also on Patreon and my Patreon, and I will play it in a little while as well. And then we'll get into probably gaming later, but more Bob Saget news. More people are responding about the Bob Saget stuff. I'm hearing it everywhere. People are still messaging me about Bob Saget, and they don't even, you know, they're not even aware that I'm live talking about it. They're like, "Oh, he's dead. Did you know he's dead?" I'm like, "Did you know I'm live, talking about it right now?"
Is a true hero, and he always has been. And he walked out, and he held court, and he took care of everybody in the house. And they had me come up on stage, and like a fool, because I'm a 53-year-old centaur Tommy Tune wannabe.
Man, that was a while ago to be saying he was 53. I mean, that was a while ago.
We're coming on the air, interrupting America's funniest home videos in the East because we've learned actor and comedian Bob.
Oh my God, they came on the air to interfere in America's funniest home videos? That's weird.
Funniest home videos in the East because we've learned actor and comedian Bob Saget has died. He was, of course, the longtime host of the show, also best known for his role as Danny Tanner on.
I probably would be one canceling him if I, you know, I mean, if he hadn't died, I would probably try to cancel him with ABC and NBC and CNN and everybody else. But here I'm going to pretend like I'm sad about it.
Show also best known for his role as Danny Tanner on the show Full House. Authorities say he was in a hotel room in a Ritz-Carlton, Orlando. He had been there on tour. The cause of death remains unknown. Bob Saget was 65 and leaves behind a wife and 3 children.
Ugh. It's getting all too real here. But yeah, man, again, like I said, Norm Macdonald, Bob Saget, 2 guys I listen to a lot. And I'm going to be downloading content to make sure I have it in case, you know, his YouTube channel disappeared or something. Because who knows who's in charge of his YouTube channel now or his podcast network or whatever. So, I mean, I'm going to be feverishly trying to download his whole catalog. And I recommend everybody remember to download people you like's catalogs. Because you never know when YouTube's going to go or something's going to go away or something's going to go missing or, you know, whatever the case may be. You're going to want to, if you really like a podcast. I've had it happen before where all of a sudden a podcast I listen to is gone. They erased it everywhere. And they put up a tweet like, not happy with our work or not happy with things. And I never want to remember this, so we took it down everywhere. And they just get rid of it. And you're like, no, I love this. This is a part of my life. And unlike other shows where you have the DVDs or something, or you know it's going to exist somewhere eventually, you know, it's gone. And so unless you save it, it's gone. So we'll find out what's going on here. Tony Dan's the star of Taxi, and who's the boss? What? Are you serious? Are you serious? You got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be joking, bro. This is like that other time. Remember someone died and then everybody was like tweeting someone else is dead now? That was going on for, I think it was, I forget who it was that died that we were talking about, and the same thing happened. I mean, I don't think Tony Danza is dead. I mean, we were talking about Sidney Poitier the other day. You know, but I see that Tony Danza tweeted about that. But he tweeted on the 7th about Sydney. We talked about Sydney on the show the other day. I don't think that thing about Tony's true. You gotta believe.
Super Chat Party!
Mr. Pico Boulevard.
Oh, yeah?
Hello.
Dirty work cursed. Norm Bob Farley Warden Rickles.
That's a great point. You're right. Everyone on Dirty Work, they must have known something about Epstein. Or they knew something about Kobe. Thank you, Mr. Pico Boulevard, for the dono. Chris says, hey, Joe, I am shocked that he passed away. I think the entire cast are shocked. Killing Daniel will be his last movie role. Really? Man, I will check that out. Yeah, like I said, I was obviously a fan of him since I was a little kid, obviously in the 80s, but big fan of his podcast. So that sucks. And I was hoping we'd, eventually get a hold of him to be on the show. We've had so many different, people on the show recently, and, we've gotten some good connections with some people. And I thought, we'd probably add Bob Saget in there somewhere, but, yeah, that's certainly not going to happen now.
Looks like my little lass needs a shaving.
What's going on?
Hey Joe, what's up?
What's going on?
Tomorrow night a big night. I know you don't really watch college football, but the national championship is on. Alabama versus Georgia. It will be more exciting than Raw and will probably end around midnight if you want to watch after Raw.
Yeah, I might give it a look. I mean, that's going to be a big thing. Georgia and Alabama. Yeah, that'll be huge. I might take a look. Football's left me a little tranquilized after the Patriots today, but hey, I will try to check it out maybe if wrestling tomorrow and Monday Night Raw doesn't kill me, so I could be with Bob soon. First Danza, now Saget. Are you serious? Come on. Was the Danza the troll thing?
Oh, yeah. We got a new subscriber. Yeah. Freak out.
850 Big Boy. Thanks for subbing to the channel, man. Appreciate it. F the SEC. What up, Mecha Sandwich? Rest in peace, Bob. That dude. What's up, that dude? Tony Danza's not dead, says people. People, it wasn't drug-related. Who knows? He could have had a heart condition. COVID shot gives you a heart condition. A lot of people are speculating about cocoa because cocoa gives you a heart condition if you get the shot. Or if you get cocoa, your heart, you get those protein spikes in the heart and the whatever they call it. So that's a big issue people are worried about. But that's all, again, speculation with stuff. And, people are going to fight on the politics about that. You know me, I'm an independent guy. I don't take the left or the right. I'm independent. There's a lot of truth out there to a lot of things. There's a lot of lies out there to a lot of things. And you know me, man, I want to know the facts. I want to know the truth. And I don't want to take a narrative on it yet until we figure it out. But no doubt there are some concerning things out there, which we can talk about later.
Super Chat Party!
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
To me, causes of Saget's death are heart attack or suicide.
Yeah. I'm going heart attack, believe it or not. C Nation News, thank you for the $5, my friend. Super Chat Party. I'm just guessing because I have to. I have to do something to keep my mind rolling, and this is what I like to do. Even though it's a guy, I really do love his podcast. I love the guy. He's one of the top people in all of our lives if we grew up in the 80s and early 90s and things like that. But I gotta speculate myself a little bit. And I'd bet heart attack.
Super chat party.
Oh, yeah?
Person of interest in Bob Saget case. Alec Baldwin.
Oh, God, you're blaming Alec Baldwin for this? He could be. Could be Alec Baldwin. You never know what that greasy son of a bitch is up to, Alec Baldwin. So, Mr. Pico Boulevard, thank you for the donation. Yeah, maybe these are the Glengarry Ross leads. You know what I mean? These are the Glengarry leads. God damn, do I love that speech. But
looks like my little lass needs a shaving.
I've been driving for Uber lately, and just dropped someone off to the Ritz-Carlton the other day where Bob Saget was found. Crazy. R.I.P.
You could have dropped the killer off Robbie Hyde, you piece of shit, Robbie. Typical Red Sox. No, what's up, Robbie, man? You're in Florida? Damn. Yeah, dude, crazy. Didn't help. Remember George Carlin? George Carlin, like, did you know Phil Davis died the other day? Phil Davis? I just saw him yesterday. Yeah? Didn't help. Fucking hilarious. Rest in peace, George Carlin, too. George Carlin, Bob Saget, Norm Macdonald. I mean, what is, these are all like some of the main guys, We got Eddie Murphy left. A couple other guys that I like, God damn it, you're taking all my OGs from back in the day. All right? Stupid God or world or like universe. Universe. I'm blaming universe. What up, Willie Belcher? Autoerotic asphyxiation says hook shot. That would be awesome. I gotta be honest, dude. That's fucking awesome. If that's what it was, that's the way to go. Like, that's not sad. That's awesome. If there's a stain near the pants or like, he finished, then that is, dude, can you imagine? Like, you're like, and then you go, oh, and then you go, like, that is, bro, that's amazing. That is fire. If that's what happened, autoerotic asphyxiation, dude, count me in on that. That's fire. Like, just had a fire show, first night back, feeling good, have a couple of drinks, go upstairs, fucking, and then you go that way, boom, that's fire, dude. That's way better than like, oh, my arm, my wrist, oh, and I'm alone, oh, and you just pet, like, no. So, but if there's no stain, then that's super sad. Dude, if there's no stain, then that's very sad. Because that means you did all that fucking work and then just died before you got off. And that is bullshit. That will piss me off. If we find out that he didn't finish, or if they don't tell you, if I don't find out, that will haunt my fucking my dreams and nightmares. I swear to God to you, if I find out that this is autoerotic asphyxiation, and we don't know if he had an orgasm before he died, that will fucking murder my life. That better not happen. But if they're like police found semen at the scene, okay, yes. Because I know he went out the happiest of things. So that's fire. But if either they don't tell us, or it turns out that it was never fired, that sucks. Sucks.
Holy shit, did you guys hear about Bob Saget?
The dude, what's going on? Yes, we did, dude. How are you? Good to hear you. Good to hear from you, dude. I'm on my, I can't even do it right now. My voice is fucked. I might be dying.
For the first time in history,
whoa, Jesus.
It's gonna start raining men.
Oh shit. It's the Soundwave 92 on this sad Sunday night on the Joe Cronin Show. This is a sad night. We'll never get a sequel to that. Thanks, dude.
God bless Mother Nature. God bless you, Mother Nature. 'Cause it's raining, man, and I'm wet, and I'm
Rip Bob Saget. First we lost Betty and now Bob. 2022 kicking us while we are already down and the Pats blowing it hard in Miami once again doesn't help. Gonna marathon some Full House this week.
Yeah, I think I might do the same thing.
We got a new
to be honest.
subscriber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freak out.
All right. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to marathon it. I'm probably going to listen to the podcast. Amanda Mercer, thank you, Amanda, for subbing to the channel. If you guys also like my channel, but you're not necessarily fond of the sports or the wrestling, make sure you guys subscribe to my other channel, Shame on News and Corrupted Nation. Corrupted Nation has more comedy stuff. Shame on News has more politics and entertainment and things like that. So just make sure you guys sub my other channels if you like, or follow me on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, on Twitter at JCS Commentary. And thanks for subbing here under these horrible circumstances, man. 65 million views or so, I think. I think I'm as old as the dinosaurs now. 60-something million views over the last 9 years. That's not too bad, man. We're hitting 71,000 subs. And we're sitting here on just feeling horrible about this Bob Saget stuff, man. I haven't talked to Jesse or any of those guys. I'm sure that Jesse's not happy because I think he loved Bob Saget. If I always remember, he would always talk really well about Bob Saget. I think he loved the Aristocrats stuff and that joke. Rest in peace, Bob. Pinky Love, what up, man? Hey, listen, I'm not like someone who's going to wag their finger at people who want to guess or play games too, man. Let's all just say what we want. I don't even care. I try not to speculate really too much or like go into like whatever, but I mean, how can you not want to talk, figure out something, And that's one of the things. So I get it. And, it sucks, man. It sucks because, if Bob Saget had died, and I hadn't been listening to him recently at all, and it was just, Bob Saget had died, I would have said, wow, Bob Saget, man, I haven't thought about him in a little while, but, man, I loved him when I was a kid, and, oh, that sucks. But what makes it worse is that, like, he's somebody I look up on YouTube a lot, and he's somebody that I've been actively listening to his podcast for the last almost a year now, and, so it feels worse to me than if he died 2 years ago.
They reportedly found a damaged cardboard box with a CD player, boom box inside. Neighbors reported hearing the words "I didn't want a boom box" right before Bob was found dead.
Oh my God, really? Oh my God, Jag DePanzer. Good Lord. So maybe it was autoerotic, Oh, I don't want to speculate, but Jag DePanzer, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. Yeah, he might have done it, man. I mean, hey, he really might have. I mean, I've been thinking about doing it recently. You know what I mean? On some nights where, like, I've been lonely for a week or so, maybe the wife is on the rag, and I'm down lonely, down here in my office on the show. I get off the show, I'm lonely. Grab some towels and rope and lube and some drinks.
Looks like my little lass needs a shaving.
Random thought. But I'm thinking Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn will have a match at WrestleMania for the celebrity match. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I could see that. It'll be a conspiracy that he has to wrestle a the actor or whatever, you know what I mean? Chris J in the chat says Earth sucks. I mean, that's the most. Robbie Hyde, thanks for the $3.12, man. Thank you for tipping me, baby. Tip me, baby, one more time. I mean, this might be the most weirdest comment in the chat all night. All the stuff I've heard about Bob Saget's dick and Bob Saget jokes and what happened to Bob Saget. We love Bob Saget and all the jokes in the chat and everything tonight.
Looks like my little lass.
For some reason, Earth sucks is the most uneasy one that I've heard. I don't know why. Hey, Joe, I have a thing meant on about a theory. What? The theory about autoerotic asphyxiation. Whether you die, you don't like shit. If that's true, then they won't be able to tell if there is a Satan or a stain since it will be all grossly mixed up. Oh, because like you might expel all your fluids anyway? proto-fascist railroader. What the fuck? Proto-fascist railroader. God damn it, man. Why don't you just call yourself Ring Job Rainbow Man? I mean, but no, I don't know, man. I think they'll be able to tell. I think if that were the sick case, I think they could tell if that's how it happened. You know, I'm pretty sure they could tell. I'm convinced they could tell. You know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they can tell. If, you know, how he went. Hunter Dvorak in the chat says this has actually started to turn out like 2016 all over again. Yeah, it's true. David Bowie, Alan Rickman.
Super chat party.
That was a rough year, too. And Kobe last year. 2 years ago.
Thought Artie Garguts or Olsen Skanks would go first.
Right? Can you believe Artie's alive? Dude, Artie Lang is alive. I thought that guy would have been on hospice like 3 years ago. Artie friggin' Lang is alive. Think about that. What the fuck kind of world is this? Norm Macdonald is dead. Bob Saget is dead. Artie Lang is alive. And I'm not saying that to be cryptic towards him because I'm glad he's alive. Love Artie Lang as well. I love Artie. But who the fuck would have thought Artie Lang would be alive? And if you wrote down like Norm Macdonald, Artie Lang, Bob Saget, who's first to die? I would say Artie. Who's second to die? I would probably say Norm. Third to die, I'd say Bob Saget. That's what I would have said. But instead it was Norm, Bob, and Artie's alive. Crazy. I mean, I hope Artie, stays alive. But goddamn, man, who the hell would have thought that? I remember a while ago when, goddamn, I made a joke about Artie fucking in hospice. That was just fucking horrific. And you know what? I not that long ago I sent him that and he was laughing because it was so fucked up of a joke. But also at the time he was in rough shape, and when he came out of that and Artie ended up getting better and getting sort of sober and stuff like that, dude, that was so amazing because I was really worried that we were gonna lose Artie Lang, and I think I was on Corrupted Podcast on my Patreon, where we talked about this. Now, if you want to hear it, here's a little clip.
Daniel's son, I don't know if he opens his own karate studio.
So then the Cobra guy across the street, we were talking about the first Cobra Kai. And then he comes over and Daniel's like, so you're opening up a
Kai studio. And then Daniel's son, I don't know if based on the Karate Kid.
This was us speculating about Karate Kid. We were trying to figure out how Karate Kid was going to go or how Cobra Kai was going to go, because at the time I don't think we knew the plot or how it was going to play out. On the Corrupted Podcast on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Hear the full 2 hours of the episode on there.
Kid?
No.
They're making a TV show with the same actors, Ralph Macchio and the guy who played, I forget the actor's name, that played his rival in the Karate Kid. That guy opens up the Cobra Kai studio again.
Well, dopamine, yes, thank you. Wait a minute, so the original actors are coming back?
Right. They're coming back.
What the fuck?
The original villain's going to reopen the Cobra Kai studio, and then Daniel's son, I don't know if he opens his own karate studio, but it's going to be a show. It's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a TV show.
Wouldn't it be good if they just made it a comedy instead? They open up across from each other, and they're like competing against each other to try to get people to come to their dojo. Like there's kids walking by and they're like, hey, you should join my dojo, and then the kid's like, fuck you, I'm going home to play fucking Call of Duty.
Exactly, because they don't give a fuck about that shit now.
So then the Cobra guy across the street, he sends his lackey guy to China, and he invades one of those fucking sweatshops, and takes all the kids, and then for 3 weeks puts them in a window and lines them up and gets them doing all this karate stuff, and then that attracts people from the outside who want to be karate people too. And then he signs up the white people, and then he ships the Chinese people back. And none of the white people knew these weren't even Japanese people. It's a fucking amazing.
Think they all look the same.
Yeah, it'd be like it'd be like that movie Neighbors or whatever the fuck, that one that came out recently. Daniel's son, he opened it up first, right? So of course the Cobra guy opened his second, right, and copied him or whatever. And then he comes over and Daniel's like, "So you're opening up a dojo too?" And he goes, "Yeah, right next door." And then he walks over and he goes, and Mr. Miyagi's ashes are on the fucking desk.
and he just grabs.
Oh my God!
He goes, so it's so sad that he passed on, you know. And then Daniel's like, yeah, he was a great man. He goes, yeah, he sure was. And then he just grabs him and then dumps him upside down, and fucking.
He fucking dumps him over Daniel's head, like.
Oh my God!
Dump Mr. Miyagi's ashes. See, I would have made a better Cobra Kai.
You're fucking masterful.
How about
How's
that? Oh my God! They start the movie like that, and Daniel's like, you know, he closes his eyes and he gets really angry for a second, and then he goes, "Your master was nothing but a stupid."
Oh my God!
And then fucking.
Oh my God!
And then.
Oh my God, dude, that would have been the most vicious Cobra Kai ever. Mr. Miyagi, the guy comes over, dumps Mr. Miyagi's ashes out, calls him a racial slur, and then Daniel has to fight the guy. See, we had a way better Cobra Kai show set up here.
And then two bully guys come in from the side, and then they beat the shit out of him for a second. And then one of the guys eats the ashes. And then Daniel
ashes are your dead cousin.
And then Daniel has like one student only, and he's there watching this whole thing. And then the parents of the kid go, "Let's get out of here." And then as they walk by, he goes, "You know, you couldn't even protect yourself against those men. You're a shitty teacher," the kid says.
Yeah, as he's still covered in fucking Mr. Miyagi's ashes.
Yeah, no.
Like it's on his nose and shit, like a pile of them. Like I remember how Yokozuna used to take like the salt and like throw it up in the air and shit. That's how I looked like he would be throwing the fucking ashes.
And the whole reason the Cobra guy started this gym and shit is because he wants to make money, right? Like he's gonna make a lot of money, and like Daniel's car is like broken down and shit. So then Daniel just says, "You know what? Fuck all this fucking fighting and karate shit," and he just opens up a fucking candy store, and then he outsells the guy, and then that's the end of the movie. Is he becomes rich off fucking karate candy bars.
And his fucking partner is Artie Lang from Beer League. Like,
I would watch this show. I would watch that show.
What the fuck is wrong with us, dude? What the fuck?
Oh my God! Listen,
from Beer League.
like you see Artie Lang like walks up to him with his and Danielson still got the ashes on his fucking nose, and Artie Lang takes the ashes and puts them in a pipe and just starts smoking them.
Yeah. He takes it with his finger and he rubs it off his face. And
he rubs on his gums like it's coke. Like
he's fucking sniffing. And from then on, the whole series, he has this fucking awful sneeze now. He just can't shake.
Like Tommy NC when he sneezes now.
Yeah. So the joke is like Artie after he fucking sniffs the ashes, he goes, and so then he's like, "Oh man, I've never sneezed like that before." And then like the next episode, he comes over or something, and he goes, "Oh, he goes, man, I've been doing that ever since I snorted that amazing cocaine yesterday." And he's like,
and
that
every
was
time he sneezes, he gets like a fucking. He wants to wax fucking classic cars and paint fences and shit.
Sanding floors.
So then he's gonna go see a doctor, and the doctor's fucking Dave, what's his face from fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, fucking Larry David.
Larry David, yeah, it's his doctor's Larry David. He doesn't do anything to help him. He's like, "I sniffed this cocaine." He's like, "Well, I don't see anything wrong with you." And then Larry's just like, "Well, I swear, doc, something." And like, you know, he does this until he finally dies in real life, and then they have to just write him off at some point.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe he's still alive, bro. He does a lot of damage to his body. That fucking
If
guy.
you put him in like one of those fucking hospital outfits, like or like in hospice bed, like
oh my God. Hospice bed, dude. What the fuck?
And then fucking Danny Torrance from The Shining has to fucking put him to sleep.
He said put him in a hospice bed.
Like,
motherfuckers.
If you could
can't breathe.
Dude, if you ever want to laugh, just think about Artie Lang in a hospice bed, and you'll feel a lot better. I'm telling you. Artie Lang in a hospice bed. But yeah, it's no new news, man. It's they say they don't think it was drugs. like I said about Bob Saget, it's not. They don't think it was drugs, and he was in the hotel when he died. But there's really no other news right now, and we're not going to know probably for a little while what's going on exactly.
Looks like my little lass needs
Rybotch
shaving.
is donating.
Bob Saget died? What an idiot. If he took Feed Me More supplements and went on a vegan diet, he would be fine.
Yeah. Finger it. Finger it out.
Ryback, can you get out of my chat, Ryback, you scumbag. You piece of garbage wrestler, Ryback. I hate you. I hate you, Ryback. But yeah, his Hunter Dvorak says 2008, Heath Ledger, Bernie Mac, Isaac Hayes, Don LaFontaine. Yeah, George Carlin was that year too. Jesus, Paul Newman. Yeah, man, that was rough. I love Ricardo Montalban too, man. I mean, I always just think of him as Khan, but there's a lot of things that he did that were so good. But that guy was great. The charisma on Montalban was off the page. What up, Ed's View? Thanks for being here. What's up, man? We had a pretty fun night last night, but it's not so fun tonight when, I couldn't even get into doing some gaming because dude just busted up over Bob. Soundwave92 says, bro, so many. Let me see what Soundwave is saying. Thank you for the donations, man. You guys have been really nice to me. Thank you. So many people were devastated. His music was done the greatest in history. Guy only needed a microphone and a stage by himself, and he could get a whole building on its knees. What? Wait a minute. Who are we talking about there? The Moonwalker's passing was hard to accept. What up, Stan? I'm just going back and looking at the comments that I might have missed in the chat there to see what you guys are saying. I mean, yeah, we love Carlin, man. So it's like Carlin, Norm, and Bob Saget to me. Those are big names, man. Those are the big guys that I watch repetitively. I love Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer, but Dennis Leary kind of ripped off a lot of his stuff, and he only had the No Cure for Cancer and maybe like that loaded and locked and loaded thing. But Dennis ended up being better on like TV and stuff like that, being a better actor really than he was a better actor than a guy coming up with jokes, because I feel like he borrowed or stole jokes. So while I like Dennis Leary's performances, he's really good, great actor. I don't think he necessarily wrote as many jokes like some of these other guys. I think he didn't want to either. He was like, I just be on TV, make more money. You don't get to write. You didn't need to write jokes anymore. Just shit's written for you. You go on TV, you be a star. So yeah, even though I did like Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer, it's like he ripped off what's his face. He ripped off what's the guy? The guy that everybody thinks I am, that Alex Jones is. God damn it! Do you understand what zombie goblins are gonna do to my asshole tomorrow? Bill Hicks, yes, Bill. He ripped off Bill Hicks. He saw Bill Hicks doing the "Ooh, I love my cigarette. I love my cigarette. Do you love my cigarette?" And he just the whole vibe. He ripped the whole thing off. Crazy how Dennis Leary ripped it off, and I like Dennis, but he definitely ripped off Bill Hicks. What up, Stone? How you doing, man? I hope, what? It'll be funny. Ryback falling down the flight of stairs. That's funny. You want to talk about jokes? Fucking hilarious. Yeah, man. It's rough news. It's crazy news. Bill Hicks was a genius. Dennis Leary stole Bill Hicks. Yes, I agree. What up, Topher? Drugs, food, alcohol, and hookers. I got you there, man. Let's put it on a rewind real quick while I figure out the phones again real quick. Let me put it on a rewind here for just a second. Why couldn't Alex Jones die? Oh man, I'm dead. It was his wife might take him out. Well, if anybody's gonna take out Alex, it's gonna be the government. All those old, in lamer shows, older shows. And I like those, man. There's a comfort in those old time. I know they're from the 50s and a lot of the. And we don't know what he died from, by the way. They don't know. He was found in his Florida home. TMZ picked this up. It's already confirmed by TMZ. But I just loved those wholesome shows. Were great for me. I watched them with my father, my mother, and of course my father passed away when I was 8. And the connection that I had watching the shows with my dad and mom and Star Trek: The Next Generation. those all carried over. And even though my father was dead when I was 8, you know, America's Funniest Home Videos and Full House were still, you know, around. And so they still made me feel like they made me feel safe in a way. You know what I mean? So I had this really, like, very, like, a great connection with the character. Like, I saw him as a great positive male figure, a host of America's Funniest Videos, or whether it was on Full House. But obviously later on, a few years later, or maybe around when I was about 12 years old, I found out that Bob Saget was actually like a wildly crazy comedian. And I loved that stuff because at that time I was into Dennis Leary and George Carlin and Eddie Murphy, you know, all the guys really. But really what did it was George Carlin got me into everything. And when I got into George Carlin and Dennis Leary, you know, then it became exciting that Bob Saget was that type of comedian, because then his comedy that I would get it from the video store up the street, because the year I believe was 1994, 1995, and I'd have to take my bike up to the video store and kind of like, you know, tell the guy like, hey, look, you know, hey, rent this video to me, even though, you know, I'm gonna give you $10. Or I would tape trade a lot of times over there, and the guy would, you know, give me VHS tapes that they didn't rent in the store, but that he had taped, or that he was on some kind of big tape trading thing, like a magazine list or something like that, where he'd be like, hey, do you want to see Bob Saget's real stand-up? Do you want to see what Bob Saget's really like? He said that to me one time because I said, oh, I love Full House. You know, well, I like Full House and Star Trek The Next Generation. This was 1995 or so, 96. No, actually, I think it was 94, to be honest. But either way, the bottom line is the guy at the video store was like, hey, if you want to see real Bob Saget stand-up or comedy, you should check this out. And, of course, the tape had this compilation of just stuff that people recorded at their homes or rather at the bars themselves, things like that. So it was just a lot of crazy stuff like that. And I really liked Bob Saget then. And you know, recently, I think in the last before the pandemic started, I really hadn't seen Bob Saget in a couple of years. I hadn't watched any YouTube stand-ups or anything like that. And it wasn't until about last year that I started listening to his podcast, and I just loved listening to his conversations. I thought he was very fun, genuine, sweet, probably, you know, like most comedians, insecure but wants to be loved, but wants to love, but also wants to be able to, you know, joke about the ugly side of everything. And that's right up my alley. You know, that's always been up my alley and what I wanted to do as well. So I really loved listening to his podcast. I felt that connection, doing all the stuff I've done over the years, you know, how my show has grown and gone down and gone up and down, and the ups and downs of, you know, being important or whatever you want to call it, famous or not. What, you know, he's famous. I'm not really famous. I'm just a goof on YouTube. But I mean, the up and down of doing well, you know, where this job provides for your family to, oh, you know, I'm in the gutter again, you know, that sort of thing. And also people misunderstanding your jokes or your comedy or what you're trying to do. I just loved everything about, you know, what I heard from him. You know, I didn't ever really hear anything that I was like, well, that stinks, you know. So I always thought it was funny that old women would go to his comedy shows and, you know, Jesus, I'm getting a phone call. The older women and stuff like that and families and stuff would go to his comedy shows, and then, you know, they'd get there and then he'd start talking about like horrific stuff, and then they would be like, oh my God, you know, we thought it was Danny Tanner, but it's not. But Bob Saget, so new reports are coming in. New reports are coming in. A lot of, you know, there's going to be jokes. People are going to say, you know, he did this, he did that, it's drugs, and, you know, all those things.
Like
we don't know what it is.
Lass needs a shaving.
We don't know what it is.
Hey Joe, listen up please.
Okay.
So keep an eye on the Chargers versus Raiders tonight, cause that will influence who the Patriots play in playoffs next week.
Oh.
If Chargers win, then Pats will play Bengals at Cincy. If Raiders win, then Pats will play Bills in Buffalo.
I think I'd rather play Cincinnati in Cincinnati. I don't think we should want to play in Buffalo. It doesn't look good for the Patriots right now. I mean, that was rough right there, but Bengals, Jamar Chase, thank you for the donation. Jamar's wonderful. But still want to talk about Bob Saget. Guys in the chat, if you want to talk about Bob Saget, I've got some other news. I have news about Bob Saget right now, by the way. I've got other stuff about Bob. I've got lots of stuff. What about Bob? This is shocking to me right now because I just found out, so you got to, bear with me. I am shocked by this. This is somebody I was actively listening to. It's not like I haven't heard of Bob Saget in years or I haven't paid attention. I've been actively listening to Bob Saget's podcast every single day. If you're new, yes, John, I hope you do sub, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining the stream last week, dude. I really appreciate it, man. I hope you've been good. Sub to my other channel, Shame on News and Corrupted Nation as well. Thank you. All the links are in the description box down below. But yeah, so they found him in Florida. Bob Saget did just do a show last night. He did a show last night, and he tweeted about it. I follow him on Twitter. I'd seen his tweets that things were starting up the tour. He was excited to get out, obviously with COVID and everything, to get out and do things. He just tweeted this. Love tonight's show at the concert hall in Jacksonville, Florida. Appreciate the audience. Thanks again to Real Tim Wilkins for opening. I had no idea I did a 2-hour set tonight. I'm happily addicted again to this shit. Check bobsaget.com for my dates in 2022. So I don't know anything, man. I don't want to speculate, really, because we don't know a damn thing. We don't know anything, man. There's going to be people that are going to say this, that, the other thing. There's going to be people. He could have something just could have been going on that happened. Certainly maybe something got carried away somewhere. We don't know. There's going to be people bringing up the vaccination stuff. I don't know anything. we're not going to go there because I don't know. We don't know anything. We don't 100% know still. They did say that they thought, again, that Bob Saget, that it wasn't drugs. They pretty much ruled that out. So that's not something that anybody believes right now because they pretty much ruled that whole thing out. We're going to take a quick break, and then I've got another big thing. We're going to bring up Bob Saget some more. We're going to talk more Bob Saget. It's Sunday night. It's the Joe Cronin Show. And, of course, guys, I'm on Skid Row. Did you guys know that? It's time for a little bit of a song break, Did you guys know that I'm in some trouble? I'm a scumbag, and I'm in trouble. And Rybotch, thank you for the donation, but I'm on Skid Row, and I'm a scumbag.
Alert goes off at 7 p.m. You see, it's Joe Cronin going live.
Sing it, child.
It's a begging session. You go downtown, where Joe Cronin's broke. You go downtown, where his life's a joke. You go downtown, you donate and watch Cronin shows. Joe Cronin Show. Joe Cronin Show. Yes, you go downtown. Yeah, his lies don't stop. You go downtown, when his ratings drop. You go downtown, when his fake friends flopping on Joe Cronin Show. YouTube has spawned a million fucking jerks. The other shows and people who just wanna hurt. They take your friends and people that you thought were cool and bully you like it is fucking middle school. YouTube is now a fucking breeding ground for people who just box and swap, want you in the ground. The lies are so miserable, they talk shit instead. They hope this results in you dead. Joe's so way downtown. He's always woe is me. He's so downtown. He's a victim. I'm gonna kill myself. Joe's always crying. Joe's on Skid Row. Joe's on Skid Row. Joe Cronin Show. Joe's on Skid Row. For all his life life he says that he's poor, and oh my god he wants more. He's always fucking unsure of the lies he's telling. Oh, he killed myself. He had us thinking he's always in trouble with the IRS now. He makes these fabrications up to sound like he needs all our help, but he's really okay. He comes on YouTube and he cries and he's gay. That's why he goes downtown where the lies don't stop. You go downtown where the best friends flop. You go downtown where his own fucking wife won't do a show with Joe Cronin Show. Someone give me a way to get out of here, 'cause I constantly pray I'll get out of here. Please won't somebody say I'll get out of here. Someone give me my shot or I'll rot here. Show me how and I will. I'll get out of here. I'll start climbing uphill and get out of here. Someone tell me I could just get out of here. Someone tell Lady Luck that I'm stuck here. Downtown, where his lies don't stop. You go downtown, where his ratings drop. You go downtown, where there's fake friends flopping on Joe. Joe's on Skid Row.
And I don't know how long it's going to take to get an autopsy, but I mean, the reason why people want it so bad, and I know that some people say like, oh my God, man, this just happened. I know it happened, but the only way to deal with this, situation is to talk about it and to speculate, and I get that, and is to wonder why. Why did this, why? You know, especially to the people that have been recently entertained by Bob Saget, have loved Bob Saget recently. I've absolutely loved his podcast. You know, I mean, I listen to plenty of podcasts. I've always done podcasts myself. I'm always, you know, I've been listening to radio since I was since I was like 6 or 5 years old. I've been obsessed with radio. And, you know, there's not a whole lot of stuff I listen to now. I mean, there's about 10 to 15 shows and people that I really listen to and I pay attention to. And that may sound like a lot, 10, 15 shows. That sounds like maybe a lot, but, you know, there's a lot of time to go through during the day, and you know, and yeah, people are saying it's not real. I mean, it doesn't feel real, but I mean, it's not a. I don't know why people are saying it's a hoax. You know, I don't know why that the hoax thing came up. That I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the song. What's up, everybody? I'm back. What's up, everybody? Downtown, where, dude, I love doing stuff like that. What's up, everybody? Sad night, obviously. Not the way I thought I was going to come on and play some video games for an hour and whatever, but we had this terribly shitty breaking news, and, you know, figure we talk about it. Stan says use that for Corrupted. Use that for the Corrupted Nation with the theme song. I actually put it up on Corrupted, so you can go listen to it anytime. And I uploaded the song to Patreon, so you can download it on Patreon at any point. Or listen to it on Corrupted Nation, that song. So enjoy that. And, yeah, man, I'm going to help me out. I appreciate all the people who have been donating tonight. Very nice of you guys. You know, my 3 kids will get a meal now. Thanks. Yeah, this is a really funny. That photo is hilarious. I look like a family member of mine saw that I was begging on the streets. You know, like you were trying to beg on the streets for money and for help, but a family member saw you and you were like embarrassed. So you're like, they were like, Joe? And then you're like, oh, Aunt Mary? Oh, like, and you throw the sign away. Like, I'm not. Yeah. Or like when Keith got caught with his pants down. That's what that looks like. Rest in peace, Bob Saget, bro. 100%. It's a sad night. Steve Singleton, man, happy birthday tomorrow if I don't see you. I mean, probably shout it out on Monday Night Raw, the Raw review. You know, probably give you a shout out over there. There's your shout out, man. Ryback, listen, unless he falls down a flight of stairs, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for some marijuana. Marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen them.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
Huh?
No, I can't say I have. I didn't think so.
Boo this man.
I love the guy in the front row that has no shirt on. Or he's wearing a shirt like a button-down shirt that has no buttons on it whatsoever. And his shirt's just open. He's just oh, man. By the way, is that Zach Galifianakis? Was he really in Half-Baked and I didn't know it? Or is that some guy that just looks like him? Is that... Or who is this guy? I'm sure he's another comedian, but that guy looks like Zach Galifianakis. I don't know. Looks like him. He's more in shape, you know, much earlier. When was Half-Baked come out? 1999 or something like that? Everybody's coming over to look at that video, though, because everybody's thinking of it. You know, everybody's thinking of everything. You know, that's all, everything in your life that you ever knew that involves Bob Saget is flashing before your goddamn eyes right now. You know, that's what's happening. You know, it's sad. God damn, my throat is just jacked up, man. It's so messed up. But I think I came on here and I said everything I could say about Bob Saget. You know, it is possible I come back on tonight later, maybe for some gaming and things like that. So if I do, I will see you guys then. But for now, I am riding off into the sunset, I believe. 1995 was Half-Baked. Are you serious? Are you serious? That can't be true. Is that real? I mean, I watched it right around... No, 1998. Half-Baked was 1998. That makes sense. I thought it was 99, but that makes sense. Dude, I died at the horse scene. The buttercup butter stuff thing, like that, I lost it. I'm sure a lot of people did, but I at that time, my age, dude, I wasn't even high. I was laughing like I was high, though. Like, I was in hysterics like I was fucking high out of my mind when I first saw that. There you go, 98. What's up, Mr. Pico? Grayman Media, thank you. Grayman Media, thanks for being here. William Belcher, hey, everybody in the chat, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight to sort of, you know, go over this and you know, do what we could do and talk about Bob Saget, obviously. You know, very sad news. And appreciate everybody that called in tonight or people that didn't get through. I'm sorry. Dookie Smash said, I heard a story about where Bob Saget and John Stamos acted like Uncle Jesse and Danny Tanner talking about sexual things while in character inside an occupied public restroom just to mess with people. Well, you know, I talked to Deej about her vibrator the other day. And then he's like, really? Oh, my God, dude. That's fucked. Have you heard the wrestler known as Dark Sheik? Yeah. Better than Nyla Rose by a mile. Well, I would hope so. Erase Your Mind said, beautiful song. Glad you liked it. Steven Singleton said, I hate songs. Clinton G said, brilliant. Fuck it, use this as the intro to monetize this, says Ed's View. I could make a whole intro. I was thinking about making a whole dancing intro and everything and putting faces on people. I think I could really do a good show. Joe Cronin's sad song. This is like a song from a sitcom. Yeah, it was Little Shop of Horrors. You know, it's a great movie. The 80s one, not the early black and white one. Sean's view's a homeless bum. He might be. I feel bad for him. You don't seem like a scumbag to me. You seem pretty nice, just down on your luck, yeah. Well, I don't really know. I'm probably not even down on my luck. I'm just a scumbag. Bob's daughters are beautiful angels. They look just like him. Stan, oh wow, really? I never really saw them. Oh man. Play Ass Cheeks Poppin'. All right, you guys want to go out to the Ass Cheeks Poppin' song for Bob Saget? Everywhere you look. We'll go out to that and Ass Cheeks Poppin'. Let's go out to a little bit of that. And then we'll go out to Ass Cheeks Poppin'. All right, everybody. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a good night. I'll see you tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw review. It's possible I'll see you again tonight, maybe, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Support me on Patreon. I just want to say the dorkiest white people ever. Just want to say before we get out of here, you know. Like if you looked up white cuckhead in the dictionary, these two come up. No, I'm sorry. Great tune by Sarah and David Fickelberg. Jesus Christ, their name is really Fickelberg. Fuck. Well, anyway, great tune. Good YouTube channel. Go check it out. And now, since that made everybody sad, here's Ass Cheeks Poppin'.
Yeah, baby.
So did those just go to Larry Funk by default?
I was gonna say,
I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. Got a new liver. What is up with that? I put the liver in my back and it's liver fat. Yo, some kid had to die, but now I live. Crazy as fuck, crazy as shit. So when I sit down on the motherfucking toilet seat, the brown stuff starts to fall down, it starts to leak. And you know I'm not dead, I'm ready to shed the poop in my bunghole. Here it comes, ready to go. I got the ass cheeks poppin'. I got them ass cheeks poppin'. I got that doo-doo droppin'. I'm dropping poo-poo poppin', and I'm poopin' and I'm poppin' and I'm poopin' in the pot.
body. And this is what I do when I'm drinking at the party. I grab a fucking beer, and then I stare at a girl, and then my asshole starts to hurl. I got the motherfucking left one rocking. I got the motherfucking right one talking. I got that rumbling, start to rumble round. So I'm heading down to that round thing, it's kinda brown. Gonna drop something in the water, it might splash back. I might feel the fucking water in my ass crack. I don't care if it hits me in the underwear, cause it will dry out. Yo, but now wait for it to come out. I got the ass cheeks popping. I got that doo-doo dropping. I got that poo-poo popping. Plop, 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 popping fucking tennis racket Jones. You got the raps, but how about this? Check out this, P-H-A-T fat. Yo, I'm singing and I'm rhyming and things are getting nuts. And that's why everybody's always dropping all these bucks. Yo, Steven German, you can drop dose if you want. I can go to your mom's house and eat a cunt. Fucking Steven German look like the Monopoly dude. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You're always rude. Steven German walking down the street, nothing leaks. You got nothing going on, you don't got what might need. I got the feature with the poopy that falls out. And Steven, you got the eyes with the unibrow connects, dude. My fucking bunghole is ready to drop. If I see someone, I just bend over and squat. I let the turds hit the pavement. The police want to arrest me, but they can't enslave me, man, because I got them ass cheeks popping. I got that doo-doo dropping all over the place. I might just drop a motherfucking doo-doo up in your face. And if you get really mad, I might just treat you like my dad. I cut his throat, I killed that yo, I buried his ass in the sand, and then I fucking covered him up, and now he's a dead man. And right before I left his grave, there's only one thing left to do. You know what I did, yo, I did the doo-doo. I did my ass cheeks popping on his grave. How's that taste, Dad? Now you're dead, you fucking oh, I got them ass cheeks popping on my dead dad's grave. Oh, ass cheeks popping.
Ass cheeks popping.
Did you just donate to Joe? Did you just donate to Joe? Thank you for the donation. And because you donated, I'm going to feast myself in the bunghole.
Dwayne the Cock Johnson donated earlier, said the sheriffs ruled out overdose and foul play. To me, cause of death, heart attack, or suicide. Thank you, Dwayne the Cock Johnson, man. I'm going to go with heart attack for now. We'll see what happens, man. I'm sure I'll talk more about this later. Rest in peace, Bob Saget, man. I loved you. I loved your podcast recently for the past year almost. Man, just really sad. He seems so happy to be back on tour. Love Bob Saget. Love you all. Be good to each other. In all seriousness, be good to each other, man. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for the Raw review and whatever else. I'm out. Bye.